welcome back on my channel Ace Learning with Sneh. Today we are going to do the fifth and the last form of business organization, joint stock company. So let's begin. According to Professor L. H. Haney, a joint stock company is a voluntary association of individuals for profit, having capital divided into transferable shares, the ownership of which is the condition on membership. Reliance, Infosys, Tata are all examples of a joint stock company. Each company carries on a particular type of business which is established by law. The total capital of a joint stock company is known as the share capital, which is divided into small units called shares. Every member holds some shares. These members are called the shareholders. The following are the features of a joint stock company. A person of any caste, creed or religion can become a member of a joint stock company. There is no limit on the number of shares purchased by one person. After the death of one person, the share of the shareholder are transferred to his nominees, and there is no restriction on the transfer of shares. In a private limited company, the minimum number of persons is 2 and the maximum are 200 as per the Companies Act 2013. Whereas in a public limited company, the minimum number of persons is 7 and there is no limit on the maximum number of shares. Every shareholder is the co-owner of a joint stock company. Registration of a company is compulsory according to the Companies Act 2013. A certificate of registration is issued to the company after registration. A private limited company can immediately start business after getting incorporation certificate. However, a public limited company must obtain the certificate of commencement of business. A company is an artificial person created by law. It can enter into contract with third parties after registration. For example, it can buy or sell property, borrow money and also open a bank account. Therefore, only law can create a joint stock company and only law can wind it up. There is also separate legal existence due to it being an artificial person. It enjoys separate legal status apart from its members. To become a member of a company, it is compulsory to purchase the share. The shares of a public limited company are freely transferable. It means a shareholder can buy or sell shares without permission from the company. However, the shares of a private limited company are not freely transferable. Shareholders are the owners of a joint stock company. They elect their representatives to look after the day-to-day business activities. These representatives are called as directors. The directors then appoint professional managers and other employees for the day-to-day working of the company. These employees work on salary basis. Therefore, the ownership of the joint stock company is with the shareholder and the management is in the hands of the directors. So there is a separation of ownership and management. The following are the merits of a joint stock company. A joint stock company issues its shares to the public. The face value of shares is comparatively low, so it can collect huge amount of capital. It can also accept deposits from the public and issue debentures to raise funds. The management of the company is in the hands of the directors, who are the elected representatives of the shareholders. Due to large financial resources, a company can appoint highly qualified professionals such as legal advisors, management experts, auditors, consultants by paying attractive salaries. So the knowledge of experts is used for day-to-day management of the company. A joint stock company plays an important role in the economic development of a country. It pays taxes at a flat rate. Certain exemptions or concessions are given to joint stock companies which open branches in economically backward regions. For example, tax holidays up to 5 years. A joint stock company enjoys continuous and stable life. The death, retirement, insolvency or insanity of any of its members do not result in the dissolution of the company, so it enjoys a perpetual succession. The liability of a member of a company is limited to the extent of the unpaid amount of shares held by them. So the shareholders are not liable for the debts of the company and there is no need to use their personal property for this purpose. The following are the demerits of a joint stock company. The registration of a joint stock company is compulsory. It requires a number of legal documents. A public company cannot start its actual business without getting the commencement certificate. Hence, procedure of formation is complicated, expensive, and time consuming. In order to protect the interest of the investor, it is compulsory to publish the books of accounts every year. All the important documents of a joint stock company are available for inspection at registered office. The competitors can take undue advantage of internal information of a joint stock company. Hence, there is no secrecy in a joint stock company. As an owner of the company, every shareholder has the right to participate in the management of the company. Therefore, all important business decisions are taken in shareholders' meetings. The procedure of conducting the meeting is very lengthy and time consuming. It is necessary to prepare notice of meeting, copy of agenda, proxy forms, etc. All these documents must be sent minimum 21 days before the meeting. Therefore, there is always a delay in decision making. There are large number of employees in a joint stock company. Employees sometimes feel that their efforts should be appreciated by their superiors, but it is not possible in a large organization like a joint stock company. Therefore, the employees are demotivated to work hard. Similarly, managers and directors of a company are not able to establish personal contact with their customers. Customers' likes and dislikes are not taken into consideration many times. A joint stock company is managed by their directors. Few unscrupulous directors use confidential information for reckless speculation and their personal gains. This results in sudden fluctuation in the prices of shares in the stock markets, which adversely affects the public confidence. With this, we have completed the fifth and the last form of business organization, joint stock company. Hope you liked my video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.